Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back with another video, and today I am giving you guys my review for Godzilla vs. Kong. And I am going to make sure that I give you a non-spoiler section first, so those of you who want to at least know my first impressions, my thoughts, and then we can start getting into spoilers. We're going to go there, because I'm going to go pretty nerdy when it comes down to it when I get into the spoiler section, and I'm really excited to talk about it all. So without further ado, sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's get this monster action started. Okay, so Godzilla vs. Kong. Is it good? You need to see this in the theaters. Like, okay, it's on HBO Max. I get that. And it's understandable that some people are not going to be able to see it unless they see it at home, you know, using, you know, the apps and stuff like that. But this is a movie that you like, you need to see this in theaters. It's just, that's what you're paying a ticket for, the spectacle of monsters going at it. And you know something? For all the monster movies that have happened out before, and we've seen so many monster movies where they don't have monster action happening, right? You're waiting for you know, the monsters to show up on screen. This movie had lots of monster action. It kept you going. There were a lot of monster fights. They were long. They were well worth your time watching, and it was exciting. It was really exciting. I will say that. And there's more than one monster fight. That's what's so good about this. Like, why I enjoyed it so much. You know, it was kind of like the same thing with Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like, you wanted to see lots and lots of monster action, and if you're not getting that, it's like, what are you paying to go see? You know, that's one of the things the major issue I have with the 2014 film is that there's only 8 minutes of Godzilla. This movie, I probably can say that there's not enough Godzilla. There's enough of Kong, that's for sure. But, you know, again, I'm not spoiling anything by telling you that. And if you've seen from the trailers, you know that certain cities in particular are going to fall victim to the the action, which is cool, which is really, really cool to see how it all plays out. Now, the thing is that while the monster action is happening, of course, you have to have human characters involved. And do they play a purpose? You know, I can do without. I could do without many of the human characters. What I did like is that the human characters from the previous MonsterVerse films, you know, showed up all in this film, and they're kind of like coming together, and there is a reason why certain things are happening, and there's a theory that there was alluded to in previous, you know, films that gets explored in this film. And when they explore it, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, you're like, maybe, I don't know. I guess it kind of works, but it is kind of neat to see it done that way. What I will say is that they have pulled from different Godzilla and King Kong storylines, and I'll get to that when I talk about the spoilers, to try and merge this into one cohesive universe, one cohesive movie and storytelling. There is no end credits scene, so if you have to go to the bathroom when the credits start rolling up, you can go to the bathroom. I'll tell you that right now. For those of us who are getting older and it's hard for us to hold our bladders, yeah, that's it. You don't have to worry about that. I will tell you that right off the bat. So, Godzilla vs. Kong, definitely see it. It is worth seeing in the movie theater if you can. If not, of course, you can watch it on HBO Max. Now, I'm going to get into the spoilers, which are going to be the nitty-gritty details about what we've been wanting to see. So, King Kong. This storyline with King Kong really kind of feels like King Kong escapes. You know, and you'll understand what I mean by that when you see how they're interacting with him. And they also take a lot from Godzilla, you know, King Kong versus Godzilla, the 1962 film. So they take some of the storylines from that for King Kong, for all the stuff that he's going through, and they kind of merge that into this particular movie. And the way that his storyline goes across, that's pretty much, you know, King Kong's storyline through the film. And he gets it has a relationship with his girl, And the little girl, who she's deaf and she speaks in sign language, which is great because that's how King Kong is able to communicate with the girl. And they go to the center Earth, which ends up being like, first of all, when they bring him there, they're going to the ice, and that's what I mean by King Kong escapes, is that when they go there, it's all in the ice and the snow, and he has to quote unquote dig. Well, he doesn't actually dig. Instead, they go to the center Earth, and you see like this whole other world that's basically, imagine, it's weird. It's kind of like this own kingdom, like in the center of the Earth. It's almost like they did Journey to the Center of the Earth, but in the MonsterVerse. Like they kind of took that and made that a thing. I guess that's maybe why, like before the movie started, they had one. The Rock is going to be in another movie, and he's, I was like, well, yeah, he was in what, Journey 2, right? And I didn't even see that movie, but it's just kind of funny that they incorporate those kind of things. As for Godzilla himself, the reason why he's attacking people, he's not really attacking people. He's going off to try and to destroy the Apex Technologies plants because they're building, no surprise, Mecha-Godzilla. And they do a lot of callbacks with Mecha-Godzilla to the Godzilla versus Mecha-Godzilla film. Speaking of which, Godzilla versus Mecha-Godzilla, the 1974 film, had Godzilla and King Caesar, or it was actually King Shishi, if you actually go by the proper translation, because that's what he is. And he was supposed to be King Kong. They were actually supposed to be Godzilla and King Kong versus Mecha-Godzilla, and of course that didn't happen. Well, it happens this time, and it's good. It's really good. You want to know who wins? I'm sure everybody wants to know who is the victor. Well, they both are. That's the spoiler, right? No. The reality, I would say Godzilla beat Kong. That's definitive, and they actually have that happen, which was surprising. It was actually surprising, even with the battle axe. Oh, the battle axe was awesome, by the way. That thing was really cool because it absorbs energy, or like it supercharges like the center Earth thing, or when Godzilla shoots his fire, it actually like absorbs the energy and like powers it up. And it's what causes Godzilla to almost lose, but he ends up winning in the end. But then Mechagodzilla comes out, and Mechagodzilla comes out very much like the way the plant looks. It reminds me of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, where like the whole like plant where Mechagodzilla comes up, but he doesn't. Instead, he comes out like the side of the mountain instead. And it turns out that Ghidorah, his remains, were used to actually construct this Mechagodzilla out of it. I was really surprised because I was expecting a Mecha King Ghidorah. I was expecting them to maybe allude to, well, if Mechagodzilla loses this time, that they would eventually build a Mecha King Ghidorah. But they didn't do that. They left the movie off with an ending that is a definitive ending. And Godzilla ends up beating Kong, and they have to jumpstart his heart because Mechagodzilla's beating the crap out of Godzilla. And King Kong ends up helping Godzilla, and the two of them go, on Mechagodzilla, and it ends up King Kong beats Mechagodzilla. So, and he's the one who gets the final blow. Godzilla uses his fire to supercharge the axe so that King Kong can axe up Mechagodzilla. And it was a cool fight. It was really, really cool. Like, some of Mechagodzilla's abilities were neat. I've seen a lot of images of like toys that have come out, like a lot of spoilery toys for Mechagodzilla, and the toys look terrible. On film, he looks great. He literally looks like this legendary Godzilla done mechanically. That's the best way that I can describe him. He even has the laser beam. They even did the beams shooting together. That was just so cool to see the two beams like blasting at each other. That was like, I was like, yes, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see like King Kong be as powerful as he is. I wanted to see Godzilla like take him out, because Godzilla is more powerful than King Kong. In the end, he actually pretty much ends up winning. And Godzilla, like, I love it the way that the movie ends. Like, the two of them are pretty much, they've gotten their butt kicks, but they ended up winning. They're exhausted. Godzilla just gets up, turns around, goes off to the ocean. King Kong, and they end up bringing him back to the center Earth, and he, stays at the center Earth. And there was apparently that scene at the end, before the credits roll, was supposed to happen at the end of the film. Well, they put that at the right before the end of the credits so that there wouldn't be one. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because, again, like I said, I needed to go to the bathroom. Now, the human characters. It turns out that they're the people who were building Mechagodzilla. That's their whole plan and plot. They just, it's stupid. It really is stupid. The human characters really feel pointless. Like, they feel like that we needed to force the humans in. The only humans that actually needed to be in the film was the mom from I believe it was King of the Monsters. She was like, I think she had a daughter, but she wasn't in this movie, or I could be wrong. I have to remember because I haven't seen King of the Monsters in a while, but she's in it, and they're doing their thing to try and study Kong, and they're the ones who have a purpose and a plot because they're connected to King Kong. The problem I had with this movie was that Godzilla, for him being the king and him end up winning and everything, he's not in it enough. And I know I'm complaining about this in a Godzilla movie where he's winning and he's able to beat the crap out of, whomever, but I literally feel like there wasn't enough of him. I wanted to hear more of the roar. Godzilla didn't roar enough. Like, I wanted to hear, maybe it's because of the whole, like, the way that they did the roars and stuff like that. Oh, speaking of that, King Kong actually does his classic, I think it was the 70s roar. It sounded very much like that roar, which is similar to, and it's not the Peter Cullen voice. It was the sound effect they used from, I believe it's a movie back in the 20s or the 30s or something like that. They actually used that roar for Kong, like, while he was in the center Earth. And I was like, I picked up on that. I was hearing it. I was like, yeah, that's definitely that particular roar. Like, I know Kong's roars enough to pick up on that, but I didn't hear Godzilla's roar enough, even though when he did, it was on screen and it was awesome. And it was just like, I wanted to see him really, like, be like who he's supposed to be, like being like not really the hero, but the anti-hero. I guess you could say he was that. But overall, man, I really enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong. I definitely recommend seeing it in theaters. Lots of monster fights. Lots and lots of monster fights. That's what you want to see. That's what you pay to see. So definitely go see this movie in theaters if you can. If not, watch it on HBO Max. Oh, I want to say this one thing right now beforehand. To the critics who have been review bombing it, shove it. Seriously, shove it. Because you guys don't appreciate monster movies. We've been watching monster movies for how many years, and you're expecting like some Academy Award winning, like, a performance. We don't care about the human characters. We care about the monsters. That's all I care about. And so there was plenty of that, which is exactly what I paid to see. I don't pay to see Millie Bobby Brown as much as she should have been more important into this plot. I don't care about her. I don't care about the guy who, like, hacks into stuff. I don't even care about the guys who created Mechagodzilla. Like, they're only there to be villains. They're mustache twirling villains, exactly how they're supposed to be. I'm there to see Godzilla and Kong and Mechagodzilla. That's what I'm there to see. So those of you who have been review bombing it, shove it. And because just like you review guys did this to 1984's Ghostbusters, doing it to Godzilla versus Kong. So it's what do you expect out of this movie? This is what do you expect out of Godzilla versus Kong? Seriously. So, but I want to know what you guys think. Have you seen Godzilla vs. Kong? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have more Godzilla reviews and retrospectives and other talking points to make on this channel, as well as my main channel, which I do talk about Transformers, of course, and you can stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.